Long Dong Silver back to talk to you guys about how to play from behind. So I go into this game grinding for World Series. I'm at like 700 because I've had super awful luck this week. So I get into a game playing this dude. He doing pretty good, right? But the first trick about playing from behind is getting behind in the game. So this dude's got a decent record, nothing like too fancy. I've lost 8 games this week, so my record's now not amazing. But first batter, Jacoby Ellsbury, pretty glitchy hitter. So you already know if you pitch him inside, he's got to turn and burn. So we're gonna feel him out. We're gonna see how we do. And the first thing, just alright, throw him low. I bet he bites. You would think, but here we go. I missed my spot with a curveball. Base hit. Alright. Not too bad. This dude's not too scary just yet. Trick about getting behind is, miss with the cutter over the middle to Didi. And he sends that shit. Alright, down 3-0. First inning. Get out of the inning. Move on to the second. The only thing about this game that you need is luck. I was slightly late on that. I mean, it should have been a home run anyways, but ship it special. That wouldn't have been a home run anywhere else. You get a nice slap with Stan, a card I've been absolutely raking with this week. I love Stan. Draw the count full. You know, when you're behind, you gotta fight back through the count. Something glitchy happens, don't try to take the advantage, because most likely you're gonna be screwed. You gotta sit on something. Sit fastball, adjust off speed. So I was sitting fastball, so threw sinker low. I was just early on it. Luckily, it got through the hole. And then he throws a sinker to belly. So what I had was 2 on, no out. I don't know what happened there. Probably should have been a double play, but I mean, nothing comes to the rest of the inning. I am poopy. And then you leave another cutter over the middle to Mickey, and this is what happens. It's a 2-run tank. So I go, alright, you know what? Yes, sweet tater. And then I was like, you know what? I'll try the cutter one more time. Gary, it wasn't even a bad spot. Just early tank, ship it special. I mean, not ship it special. Obviously, this ball was murdered, but it's just this game. It's better to be lucky than good. And this week I've been super unlucky. But it's alright. This is how to come back from behind. You know what else you do when you come back from behind? You warm up your bullpen. If you get where you don't have a bar, you try to pitch the best you can to get out of the inning. Like, I tried so very hard to locate with Kerry just so I can get out of the inning, pull him out, have a better inning. Next inning was bullpen piece. Coming up, you got to get lucky in this game. Pull an outside cutter very early for base hit. That should be a hit. No game ever. But you get a base hit, and then one base hit turns into a slap home run. And look at that. You cut the lead down to 3. Easy peasy. But you don't just stop there. When you see pitches you think you can hit, you swing. That's how this game is. You just swing. Doesn't matter. Like that. High outside. I just missed it in the PCI. I mean, I didn't just miss it. I had good PCI and good timing, but it was barely out of here because you're on the wrong side of good, which is a system I absolutely hate. And then Raleigh comes through with the base hit. If you're on the opposite side of good, you had better hit it, a line drive or a ground ball, because if it's anything in the air, it's caught. And then you get just early on an inside changeup, and you got to sit fastball and adjust. Like, there's no chance you're sitting changeup and adjusting the fastball. No, you got to sit fastball when you're behind. People will try and blow the fastball by you, and you just got to slap it. You just got to say, hey, I'm on this. And then they'll try and lob you some changeups or put a cutter right past you, or even drop in a knuckle curve like that, and you just got to adjust. It is really hard to sit back when you're looking fastball, but if you can catch yourself in time, you can adjust. But this is playing from behind. You don't get 9 runs. You don't take the lead in a video where you try to play from behind. And I threw a little on base. Oh well. See, look at that. Getting him runs. Raleigh's down to really low confidence. Gives up another base hit at the middle. And this dude thought I was going to throw third, so probably took second. And he was out. Look at that. Back to tie game. What do you do when you're in a tie game or you're behind? You just keep hitting. You sit something and you adjust. You pitch. You hit your spots. You pitch well. You get really lucky. Like, this should have been a double play. I had runners on, no outs, and I hit into a ground ball again. And then you put in somebody you trust. You always put in somebody you trust off the bench. And for me, that's been my spark plug, Reggie. Reggie comes in, fouls off some nice pitches. I was sitting fastball, couldn't hold back my weight, but I fouled it off, so it wasn't a ground ball. And Reggie ends up getting a lucky hit. That was not amazing PCI and not great timing, but because of this game's mechanics, that falls for a double. And then this dude, you gotta put in somebody who you think can beat your opponent. My opponent was sitting 4-seam all game, even when I had carry, so I put in Chapman and try to get him lunging on the 2-seams. And look at that, he does. You just gotta keep pounding what he doesn't sit on until he eventually does. This guy got an early outside pulled home run, which happens this year's game especially, and he's just on it. And I mean, you can't just like stop throwing the 2-seams just because he's on one of them. One of them happens. So you pound and you pound, just try and throw stuff by him. You try and get a little cute, especially because if it's over the heart of the plate, they're gonna crush it. Like, come on. But with Chapman, you can't really do that very well, so you gotta be very careful with your pitch selection. Fast forward, you gotta get lucky again. The fastball was right down the pipe. I should have hit a home run, but inside moved PCI a little bit, and it should have been a hit. But he misses it, luckily, and that allows me to hit a base hit up the middle and score another run. So even when you're not behind, you still gotta act like you're playing from behind because your opponent is really good. Never underestimate your opponent. But luckily enough, I put in Jose Alvarado because Chapman was out of energy, and I did the same thing. I pounded slider, curveball until he hit it a couple times, and then I pounded the 2-seam right past him because he was looking looking slider. And then you go outside with off speed and get him to roll over for the end of the game. So that is how you play from behind. You never give up, never surrender. I was down 5-7 at one point, came back, got 13. It happens, especially in this year's game. Peace.